Yo, ladies and gents, so we're live. As promised, I'm currently filming my Dauntless Warpike guide for you all. Now, what I'm gonna do first is go through the two builds that I'm currently using for the Warpike. Each of these builds has their own merit and style, but both of these builds are highly effective with the new Warpike. Now, the first one is a Iceborn style build. All right. You start off with the Apocalypse Needle, which is the Thrax Warpike. All right. You'll be having a Cunning Cell in here, a Rage Cell. You'll be using Concussive Payload, or well, you can choose some of the others if you feel like it. Like you don't want Concussive Payload, you want your Reckless Sleep, you can do that too. But I heavily favor Concussive Payload. Munitions Amplifier is your mod. And finally, you will attach the Stalker Spike as a bond to give yourself +1 Wild Frenzy and the ability to generate more damage. Alright, next, your Helm is the Volcanic Helm. It comes with +3 Sturdy, and you put in your +3 Iceborn Cell. Why +3 Sturdy? This prevents you from being staggered on a 20-second cooldown. Now, going for a +6 Sturdy would usually be a fantastic choice, but I'll explain this right now. One of the reasons why I choose like not to go for the full +630 is that with the current like times past kind of thing, you're using this basically to prevent yourself like from taking an unfortunate hit. You should not be relying on it for the 5-second cooldown because, you know, as great as sturdy is, you still want to be able to hit your targets. All right, and dodge through attacks, because otherwise you won't be taking advantage of the new perfect strike. All right, which you should have been able to get, because the perfect strike thing, when you hunt primal behemoths and all that, that is so helpful in boosting your DPS, and you're not maximizing your DPS if you're reliant on sturdy. So please remember that. Now I do have to tell you that there is an alternative. There is actually an alternative to this whole build. And that is, if you're willing to sacrifice Wild Frenzy, right? You can actually bump up your sturdy by chucking the Cunning Cell in there and sacrificing the Wild Frenzy. Now, do you really want to do that? I wouldn't. 15% attack speed is usually huge, and it's more important than having sturdy on a 5-second cooldown. All right. So, oops, sorry. So that is the reason for this choice. Next is your Light's Virtue, which comes with +3 Cunning and a +3 Cascade Cell. Now, the Cascade is obviously used to give you power, invulnerability, everything. Okay, Cascade is so strong and so good right now. The other Cascade Cell will obviously be in your Lantern. You'll be using Embermane's Rapture with the Cascade Cell. All right, so that's how you maximize your Cascade. Boreal's Might is your gloves. Comes with +3 Rage, and you put your Discipline Cell in here. And your Boreal's March is the +3 Iceborn, +3 Wild Frenzy. So that gives you this build. Now, just to answer one important question that I know some people would definitely ask is, why am I running a Cunning build but then using Concussive Payload here? Okay, it is actually possible to use Savage Wellspring. It is 100% possible to do that. But again, Concussive Payload has its use. So I very much prefer Concussive Payload as a way of giving me extra breathing room and an extra interrupt type attack to knock people down. So that's why I like Concussive Payload. You can, if you feel comfortable without Concussive Payload, please use Savage Wellspring, as your DPS is going to shoot through the roof with that one. So you don't have to be afraid. But I like Concussive Payload because I'm willing to sacrifice a bit of DPS to give myself more options. That's where I'm going with this. Also, if you really want to go like full attack speed, you can choose not to use Cascade and put Conduit and Conduit here. But again, that is not recommended. I very much prefer Cascade because, again, flexibility is my main choice. I like having the heals, I like having the invulnerability, and I like having the power. Now, the alternate build for this is a shielded parasitic style build. And you can see I've made a more fierce character for this one. This one uses the Agarus, all right? The Parasitic Curse, +3 Tenacious Cell, +3 Berserker, Concussive Payload, Munitions Amplifier, Scar and Spite. You can actually hit fast enough with this build to build up shields really fast, and there are some people who do favor this build as opposed to this one. the original one with the Apocalypse Needle. Now, I won't say which is better because it really depends on your pay style. This one comes with Predator though, so you deal more damage if you can avoid taking hits. I wouldn't say it's a full flawless build because you can still take a hit and walk away from it. It doesn't matter. Like, you've got so many different things that give you bonuses, like Berserker, you've got Tenacious, you've got Predator, you've got everything. So this build has a lot of damage into it if you don't take a hit. But the downside to this build is that it's slower because you're not using Wild Frenzy and you're not using the Half-Life build, so you don't have rage and all that. You know, you've got alternative sources of damage, but you do have toughness, which lets you heal faster, parasitic, which is your healing, and cascade still in this build. All right, so just to go through the build, I've already gone through the weapon. The helmet is Sight of Stone, +3 toughness, +3 parasitic cell. Mantle of Thorns from the Koshai, which comes with +3 predator, cascade cell. Malkurion's Grasp, +3 predator, berserker cell. And Gnash of Treads, +3 toughness, +3 tenacious cell. All right, and your lantern's still a cascade cell. Which one you choose to use is up to you. I very much prefer the Apocalypse Needle style, but my wife prefers this build quite a bit. She enjoys this one so much more. So it's really up to you which one you want to run. Try out both. They're both fantastic. Now I'm actually going to do some demonstrations of these builds in action, but before I do that, let me say thank you all so much for supporting. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, we're also currently running a promotion whereby we're trying to gather enough tips for Vermintide 2. The tip link will be in the description of the YouTube video, so you can tip me there. Anyone who tips more than $5 goes into a sponsor list, and then I'll do a week of streams, and all the content for that week as well will have the sponsor names in that content. All right, so that's going to be my way of giving back, and also thank you for supporting my expansion into other areas of content. All right, so it's up to you if you want to tip. Okay, you don't have to, but like, share, and subscribe. That's way more important. Thank you if you decide to do that. Oh, I got invited to a party. I'm going to ignore that, though. Now, this spear is about level 12, so I'll just show you this build in action right now. We'll just go to Brightwood. Cold Runner key is also possible. Yeah. Private Hunt. Okay. So you don't want to watch this, you can feel free to, you know, build the stuff yourself and try it out, but, you know, it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay, let's go. Let's showcase this thing in action. Waiting time. Waiting time. Now, you know, a lot of people have been telling me, do the Warpike build, do the Warpike build. I never wanted to do one until the rework. Now that the rework is here, I'll show you guys how to kick ass with the Warpike, especially because of the mechanics. Now, for those of you that haven't experimented with Warpike yet, what you need to understand is that, oh, and both these builds are actually good against primal behemoths, so please remember that. They're actually quite effective. And in fact, I'll get a chance to show you that right now. So I'm underleveled for this content, but I actually took the hit there, but as you can see, it is fairly effective. It is restoring me. Now, again, you want the cascade because of this kind of shenanigans. Alright, it makes it so much easier to just be able to attack freely. And if you do take a hit accidentally, the amazing sturdy is there for you, so you can like spend the next 20 seconds just you know, attacking freely. So this is why I prefer this version of the build. Like, it has less hit points and less room for error, but at the same time, you know, it does give me more options. So I like it very much more than the perfect flawless style build. But you know, it's up to you how you want to use something. Like, I'm not one to describe it. Like, some people prefer the shield build clearly over this one, so it's up to them if they do. And once you get the Aether Surge though, your attack speed increases tremendously, so you can actually go really ham. And the concussive payload just helps you out like that, see? So creature's dead. There you go, that's the build in action right there. For the sake of completeness, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna head toward the near behemoth, and I will actually show the other builds. So give me a second, yeah. Okay. Now the other build does give you some cool options. So I'm gonna oh fuck, nobody saw that. I didn't fall off the map. Okay, I never fall off the map, man. I'm 3 cool 5 school, okay? 3 cool 5 school, not even 2 cool 4 school. Okay, so this build is the Agarus version. It works good, but you know, like I said, it's not my playstyle, so I apologize for not being able to play it as perfectly as I want to. But I still intend on showing you how it works. As you can see, it's slower, and once you take a hit, you sort of lose the perfect bonus from Predator, but that doesn't mean that the build will be ineffective. Alright. Rather, it just means you gotta be careful about how you choose to apply the build and how you choose to utilize it. Oh look, patrol chest. But yeah, because of this build being slower at base, it's fast enough once you get the Aether Surge, so, you know, once you get that, you're all hunky-dory. But because of the slower base on this one, I have never enjoyed it as much as the other one. Like, the shielding's great, like, you don't even have to care because you'll be dishing out tons of damage, but, you know, again, for me, it's just the issue of, number one, it's not speedy enough, and number two, I'm a very offense-oriented person. Me and my wife were actually going through this the other day, and we were like, yeah, between the two of us, I'm heavily offense-oriented. So this is a bit more defensive in nature, but once it gets going, you know, it's just as good. See, like, there's no trouble here. Everything's already dead, so there you go. That's 2 spear builds that you can use to kick ass. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and if you feel like supporting my content, drop a tip. Alright, everything's gonna go toward making even more content and making the world better. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all on the next guide. Don't forget to tell Dauntless every day that I should be a partner. Okay? Okay. Love y'all. Bye-bye.